Crystal, congrats on the win and the great game. I'm sure somebody else will ask you about your incredible tackle, but wanted to start off with something from before the game began. Since U.S. Soccer rescinded the kneeling policy in June, we've seen plenty of players, including yourself, kneel. Can you talk us through what changed heading into today's game?
Yeah, I think those that were collectively kneeling felt like, we were kneeling to bring about attention to police brutality and systemic racism. And I think we decided that moving forward, we no longer feel the need to kneel because we are doing the work behind the scenes. We are combating systemic racism. And, we never felt we were going to kneel forever. So there was always going to be a time that we felt it was time to stand. And I think, we're all proud that we are doing the work behind the scenes. And it was just a game that we felt we were ready to, move into the next phase and just continuously fight for change.
And if I can just ask one follow-up on that, in the past players have spoken about some of the conversations behind the scenes about how the team is deciding these things. And I'm curious, was it, a vote? Was it a discussion? Like, how did it come about?
No, it wasn't a vote. I think, like I said before, we all knew that we weren't probably going to kneel forever. It was only a matter of time. I think kneeling was a form of protest. It was a way to bring about attention to the issues that were going on in the country and actually across the world. But, we're really proud. Like, we've been doing so much work behind the scenes, like so much. We all encourage each other to step out of our comfort zone and, be more involved in the communities and really just not only focus on soccer, because ultimately we are more than athletes. So, I just thought it was time for us to move on to the next phase, and I think we are prepared to stand moving forward, and it's only because we feel very comfortable in our efforts off the field to combat systemic racism.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex. Let's go to Jeff Kassouf. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Crystal, maybe a quick follow-up on that. First, I guess, is there something that maybe you all as a group talked about as kind of that next step? Have you talked about that already in terms of making the change pregame there?
No, we haven't spoken in depth collectively as a whole team. I think for me personally, I've always felt like, I'm a testament to a lot of Black experiences. I am a Black athlete who has often felt like I've not been heard or not been seen, and many Black people feel the same way. And I think, we've had those initial discussions, and I feel better about where this team is, but I do think moving forward, we're prepared to just continue working off the field and continuously having these conversations. And even though we are choosing to stand, it doesn't mean that the conversations go away or they stop. It's all to say that we are now, I think, ready to move past the protesting phase and actually move into putting all of the talk into actual work.
And did want to follow up on that tackle that Alex mentioned, maybe as just an anecdote too of Brazil had a few chances, maybe you all weren't too pleased that those came about, but it seemed like each time there was some coverage there, yourself obviously being an example, and there were recoveries to sort of mitigate the danger. Do you come away kind of a little bit concerned that those chances existed, or happy that they were prevented in the end?
I'm really proud of the team, actually. It's funny because I think every time I'm on this team wearing this jersey, I feel like everyone expects us to never have a shot on goal against us or, no team to ever create a chance. And I can sit here and say I think we played a great game. I think Brazil is a talented group of players. And, just me making that tackle is, I'm really happy and proud that I was able to be there for the team in that moment. But everyone is capable of showing up big, and I think that's why we are able to compete at the highest level. We're able to, not give teams anything easy, and as a whole, I think the team collectively defended well and played a great game.
Thanks, Jeff. Yep, thanks, Jeff. Let's go to Steph Young. Go ahead, Steph.
Thanks, Aaron, and thanks, Crystal. I wanted to ask you about, slightly changed lineup this game. Obviously, Blacko's looking at his options. He's testing his roster. For you out there with Kristen starting, what was it like for you guys? Saw you making a lot of great underlapping runs with her. What would it feel like out there with you guys trying to dominate that channel?
Yeah, I love my left side. Regardless who's out there with me, I think I always, as a teammate, try to connect well with who I'm playing with. I try to, give encouragement and just be there to support my forwards. And Kristen's an incredible player. So for me, it was nice just looking up and seeing that she's there. I think she's obviously, obviously a veteran player on this team. So I just follow her lead, and whatever she needs from me, I hope I can deliver, and I just let her do her thing.
As a quick follow-up, we talked about the offense, but on the defensive end, can you talk about your work on, the defensive transition and getting back and, the ways that enables the team to once again go forward and stuff like that?
Yeah. One of the many challenging things about being a defender is, wanting to go forward, but then ultimately knowing that, if the ball does turn over, you have to get back in the back line. It's probably one of the many reasons I'm like, still playing outside back on this team, but I got to do what I have to do for the team. So it's, I know as a team, we collectively defended really well. People were able to get around the ball and make my job as easy as possible. And again, Brazil has talented players, so they were always kind of going to get an opportunity. We just tried to limit them the best we could, and I think the team did a very good job. And it's not just the back four defending, it's everyone getting behind the ball, and I think we did really well with that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. A couple more for Crystal here. Let's go to Vanessa Cantillo. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Hi, Crystal. Congratulations for the win. What do you think was Brazil's main strength in today's game, and how were you able to manage it?
Yeah, Brazil individually is very, very technical. They have players like Debinha and Marta, and whenever they are able to fly forward and run at our back line, it's always dangerous. So we just tried to minimize their touches on the ball. Of course, they were able to get on the ball a couple of times, and it was just about us getting numbers around and trying to, really stop them in their tracks and not let them really run at our back line too often. But again, they're a talented team. It was a really challenging game in many ways. But I think, I'm proud of our side. We were able to really just contain them.
Thanks. Last one for Crystal goes to Grant. Grant Wiedenfeld. Go ahead, Grant.
Crystal, great match. You were the woman of match for me. Vlatko said that a lot of the team is still getting into shape. But so I wanted to ask you, do you feel that you're close to 100% fit, and how do you seem to be getting there so quickly in February?
Do you mean the team collectively or me individually? Sorry. I didn't.
Hold on.
Oh, no worries.
He got muted. Sorry, Grant. Need a clarification on that question.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
You individually
Okay.
seem very fit, even though Vlatko says the whole team is not quite there yet. Can you talk about your fitness level and getting there at this early point?
Got it. Yeah, I think, I don't expect myself to be at peak fitness right now. It is February, and I've always thought that I would love to be in tip-top shape, approaching the Olympics. But it's all about building. I'm really happy with where I am right now. I'm not a perfect player. I think I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and so is the team. And we're really happy where we are. I think we all know we can get better, and we will get better. Every game is a learning opportunity, and I think we took a lot of great things away from this game, and we're moving on to the third game, and hopefully we just improve one game to another.